Hola familia, welcome back to All Stuff and Games. If you're new here, welcome, bienvenidos. I'm Steph, and today I have an exciting video because I was able to collab with some amazing creators for such a fun decor challenge, such as Canada Crossing, Floors, Corey Dune, Horrible Gaming, Melissaverse, and Katie Twinkle. All of our names were randomly pulled, and the challenge was to create a hallway-sized room based on an NPC in the game. I was tasked with doing the cute but very much abandoned Ani. Ani is the NPC that teaches you all things butt catching, and it's probably the skill I ignore the most up until this challenge. And now I know everything there is to know about Ani, whether I like it or not. And to start the creative juices flowing, I hopped over to the Palia wiki so I can get all the deets that I can about Ani. Some things that stood out, and you'll see that I used it later on, were his eye color, the color of the outfits he wears, and his likes. I also wanted to build a hallway closet situation that would fit in with his actual treehouse. So again, since I typically ignore him, I had to look up pictures just so I can see the inside because I definitely wasn't able to get a key in time. And it seems like he's using a lot of the makeshift furniture. And at first, I was terrified because the Palia gods hate me and I never get chests. By the way, comment below. Do you get chests? Is it a me thing? Do the Palia gods actually hate me? I would love to know. But anywho, I think I was able to make it work with the items that I had. So the first thing that I always start with is the wallpaper. Anytime I start to approach any game decorating any interior is starting with the wallpaper and the flooring. And I was thinking, because Ani is technically a child, right? I mean, this village really puts a lot of faith in said kid to deliver mail, but nonetheless, he is very much a child. So I was thinking of doing something a little bit more colorful. But when I was really looking at his treehouse, although it was colorful, it still had somewhat of a neutral tone with it. So you're gonna see I started out with using the pink walls, trying to give it more of like kidcore, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I ended up switching that out. I decided to just keep the blue accent because Ani's eyes are blue. So I'm like, oh, that would be cute, you know, do a little play on to the color of his eyes. So I decided to keep the blue wall. And I also chose the distressed wood flooring because, again, it's giving very makeshift. And that's kind of the overall theme that I stuck to when it came to doing this build. I literally pulled every makeshift item I had to see what and where and how I can make it work. And that's sort of what I did with this build. Is I pulled every makeshift item that I had to see what I could use to make it work, because I am very much makeshift item poor, but I was working with what I had. So I also added some lighting. Lighting in any build is always like super important for me. I feel like it creates the whole vibe and the aesthetic. And I had no makeshift lighting item at all. But this one item that I used in the corner, it gave like lamp hanging from a tree post type of vibe. So it's felt makeshifty to me. Is makeshifty a word? I don't know. We're gonna go with it though. And so that's what I used. Obviously, I was gonna use bugs in the build because that's his thing. He's a bug collector. He likes catching bugs. Of course, he'll have bugs in his room that he just admires and whatnot. So I wanted to definitely make sure that I used that. I removed all the windows in the hallway because I wanted to have as much wall space as possible that I could to decorate with. And instead, I used items to give the appearance of a window without there actually being one. So the one portrait that I put on the wall, I felt like gave the appearance of there being a window, even though there wasn't. You know, listen, I did what I did to make it work, and I slowly felt it coming together. I used the little cow rug as a nod to his family, because his family runs the local ranch. So it was fitting. And again, I wanted to create something that I felt would actually fit in his treehouse if this room was going to be there. And then, of course, I had to give him Gary. He had to have his very own Gary, you know. SpongeBob, if you know, you know. So I had to give him a Gary in his room. And what kid wouldn't love a glowy bug? So, of course, had to include a glowy bug in the situation. I wanted to add greenery and things like that. Do I feel like this would typically be in a child's quote-unquote playroom? Probably not. But, I mean, we still want it to have a vibe. We still want there to be a little aesthetic. In one of the quests that I'm currently working on for Ani, because I was trying to raise his friendship in time to access his room, didn't get very far. However, in one of the quests, he really wants to hunt. He really looks up to Haseon, who is the hunter in the game, and he really wants to hunt. And they are not budging with giving this poor kid anything to go and hunt with. So I used the hunting trophy and I put it in the room. I feel like it's something he would look up to, and it's something that he would admire. So I thought it would be a cute touch to have that in there, since that's something that he really wants to try and do, even though every adult is like, no, that's dangerous. Knives are dangerous, but you know. And then what room wouldn't be complete with the kid not having drinks and snacks? I love this little Choppa Pop because it literally looks like a kid left it half eaten in the little container. And if you have any children, you already know you're not finding a room without some random snack package left somewhere. So I wanted the room to still feel like it was lived in, like a kid is actually using this. And then what kid doesn't like its sweets? One of his likes was blueberry pie, so I had to make sure to include a snacky snack. Snacky snack, we all love our snacky snacks. And then the chopper board, actually had a place to put that. Didn't think I would ever use a skateboard, but here we go. This is it right here. You're gonna see later on, I end up moving it to the top of the hallway to kind of indicate that this was a kid's room. And because I can't seem to leave well enough alone, I wanted to decorate leading into this room and what that part of his little tree house would look like. So I felt like the customization table in the game would be perfect because it's splattered paint and it just looks like a kid would use it. I kind of love it. And then I had a thought, because I've had this makeshift pantry, and if you ever go into Ani's family's home, he is a little snoop. And he always hangs and hides next to this little pantry, listening to the adult conversation. So I thought of putting the Choppa hiding next to the pantry as like a representation of Ani. And I used the green one since he wears green clothing. So I thought this was like a really cute touch, because now he has his little Choppa plushie that's mimicking him, hiding in the corner, listening in. So that's little Ani. That's little Ani. And then I wanted to add more lighting over here. Initially, I put down this one lamppost against the wall, but it was too bright and I still wanted to feel cozy. So you're gonna see I do end up changing that out. I tried and I tried and I tried to search for Ani's favorite bug. Ani's favorite bug is the fire-breathing dragonfly. And I tried to find this bug. And if you look in my inventory, you'll see that I actually have 5 of them in my pocket. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a star quality one, so instead I cosplayed as it. And I mean, my little character is cute in this little fiery, orangey vibe, okay? I'm the firefly at this point because I just I couldn't do it anymore. I was on a hunt and I couldn't do it anymore. So I played around a little bit with the little coat hanger. The hat looked like something Badru would wear, and I feel like as a kid, they always steal their family's things. So I feel like it was something he would have and treasure because it's his family's item. So I wanted to put that over in the corner, and this is the final look. This is the final look. So what do you think? I'm actually very proud of this. I think I actually like the idea of having a goal and a theme because it was easier to target my ideas. I had so much fun doing this challenge, and if you would like to see more NPC themed hallways, I have linked all the channels for the creators below. Be sure to give them a look-see. I'll be running to go and check them out because I can't wait to see what they've all come up with. And if you're new here, again, welcome. Be sure to like and subscribe. The Lobito fam and myself would love to have you. And until next time, I will see all you lovely, beautiful, wonderful human beings later.